Hi, everybody. Welcome to Grab a Cup of Knit and Chat. This is episode 27. Try to get a little more centered there. There you go. Um, as you can see, I have a finished object. I have progress, no progress on my sewing object. And I've been gone for about a month or so. And the reason being is my mother passed away on um, in the middle of the night, um, March the 12th, early that morning. So I got a phone call to go down there February 28th, which is in Texas, that she was in the hospital and they felt like I needed to be there. And that was a Friday. So I flew out of Portland, Oregon around midnight. I got down there on the first, went straight to the hospital. On the second, we put her on, or I put her on hospice. She was sent back to the nursing facility that she had resided in for the past couple of years. And then on the 12th, she passed. So I have not gotten a lot done. I took my Miserina with me and I finished that while I was there. Um, I had just a little bit of the color work. I think I had just finished that on the way down there for the flight, and then I did the body work, but I could have already finished this. I don't remember. The whole last couple weeks is kind of a blur. I came back early last week. This is my first weekend at home, and I'm like all over the place. I'm not 100% yet. But I wanted to come on here because I think from what I saw, it had been like 33 days since I made a video, and I just wanted to explain why for those that do watch. The 1st of February was kind of off because I had the flu, my partner had the flu, and almost immediately after he got over his, I got a phone call that my mother was sick. So we're going to get into it. It's going to be short. I know that I really like to ramble, but today I'm hoping not to ramble too much. So grab something to drink. I have my coffee in my chug mug that was given to me for Christmas. And we're going to start with the Miserina. I want to say I made the size 5. I mean, honestly, somewhere in between the whole trip, I've kind of lost all my notes on this project. So I want to say I made the size 5. And I'm not wearing it because I did the sleeves and somehow I have caught the floats way down. Anyway, they're too tight. I need to take the sleeves out and I need to redo them somehow because I don't know if you can see from there. There's a long float and for some reason it's really tight and I don't know what I did. It looks like when I tried to catch the float, something messed up, but when I hooked on when I started the sleeve, somehow it got pulled into the sleeve and I just need to fix that. And I think that could probably be fixed with just snipping that float and weaving it in, but I'm not sure. And if I wind up having to redo it, then I will. But somehow that's happened and it's causing me not to be able to put, I mean, you can kind of see it pulling here. It's causing me not to be able to put it on. And it's happened on both sides that I've done that. I let my float get too long. So this is a PSA. Catch your floats. Don't let them get too long, because then things like that won't happen. But I think I can snip that float, weave it in, and be good with that, and not have to redo the whole sleeve, because the rest of it, when it's on my body, is fine. It was perfect before I started the sleeves. And it's such a beginner color work mistake, in my opinion, on myself, is something that I should not have done. It's a mistake I should not have made. But at the time that I was finishing this top, which I love the top, Caitlin Hunter is awesome. This is my second pattern of hers. I was in a nursing facility, low light, usually working at night with just one light behind me. And just, there's no easy way to put it. I was on a death vigil for almost 2 whole weeks. And I was on that death vigil 98% of that time alone. So I made mistakes, and I made some rookie mistakes, apparently. Because to myself, I should not have made that mistake. Uh, let's see, what else is there? I did finish a pair of socks while I was down there. So this is the second thing that I finished. I'm not putting it on sock blocker. This is a yarnable colorway. I lost I lost all my notes. I lost just about all but I I I lost all of my notes. I still had my 2 patterns, but I lost all my notes. So a vanilla sock I don't keep notes on, except for, excuse me, to let you know what colors I used and so on and so forth. And I'm pretty sure that the pink was the mini, and I think that I got, no, the yellow and the pink are minis from something else, and I can't remember what. Oh, from Row 1 minis, because I had gotten Row 1 mini subscription monthly for a while, which is a 10 gram. You get 10 10-gram minis. I think it's 10 10-gram minis a month, and they all kind of like go with each other or whatever, but they're from different dyers all the time. And these were a couple of Row 1 minis. So I did the, is it the 20 round 2x2 ribbing, German twisted cast on, vanilla stockinette, vanilla sock, just plain stockinette for 60 rounds. And then it was like 65 rounds for the foot. And then I did a stripe of yellow, and I finished with the toe in pink. So the yellow started the decreases for the toe, the pink finished the decreases for the toe, and then the heel is just a cut in heel. I guess most of people say afterthought heel or forethought heel, whatever. I placed what I wanted there for the heel, and then I did, I think on this one I did 3 rounds of plain knitting, and then I started the decreases for the heel. I'm not quite sure, but that's just plain Cascade Heritage white sock yarn. But that's it. That's the only 2 finished projects. I'm wearing a crocheted hairband. You kind of crochet a triangle, and you do a chain to connect it. I'm not going to take it off because my hair needs to be washed. So there's no tie or anything. It's just a one connection. I have no idea where the pattern is. The Mizarina pattern is linked under episode 26, so I'm not going to link that this time. I'm not going to do any pattern links. I'm not going to do anything extravagant this time because I'm just tired. I am wore out. I'm tired. And to be honest, I'm a little on the depressed side. Um, and I'm having some bad anxiety right now. And I've just been trying to find comfort in my crafting, and I'm not finding comfort because at the same time, I did things like this. So it's just, I'm a little overwhelmed right now. So if I see something that I feel like I'm working on or feel like working on, I'm working on it. And today, so far, it's been this basket, which is basket number 6. I'll explain that in a minute. I just have some DK scraps of what I've used in other projects and size 5 needles, and I'm doing a miter square DK. I started this with fingering scraps held double to do a DK miter square blanket, and I just didn't like it. So this right here is just Zing US 5 DPNs, and all I did was put a needle stopper on the end and kind of made them straight needles. And then I have my needle stopper here to keep them together. Very straightforward, just like my fingering weight miter square. I'm doing casting on 20 stitches, putting a marker, 20 stitches, just straight garter stitch along the wrong side row, and then knitting garter stitch up until 2 stitches before the marker, slip, slip, knit, slip the marker, knit 2 together, and finish, and then straight knitting across the back. It's just a mindless, big squishy. I think I'm going to really like that. So the other thing is I'm glad to be home. The day that I left, I had started that day. We went and ran errands and came home, and I started pulling things out of my closet because I was going through my clothes. I'm doing donation boxes. I'm getting my bedroom was a mess, worse than my crafting room here, which this room will be next. Sorry, my tablet decided to restart for some reason. But I had started that project, and then the doctors called, and then it was packing for undetermined amount of time, trying to get a ticket at last minute, and so on and so forth. So, and then driving 2 hours to an airport. When I came back, all of that stuff that I had pulled out and started going through, I had done the majority of the clothes, but there was clothes all over my bed. There was things everywhere. You know how it is whenever you're cleaning out a space. I did not do it the way that experts say you should and just do a small piece at one time. I just started with the whole closet. I had a lot of projects in there that had kind of fallen by the wayside, and I had a lot of yarn, and I had this and I had that. And so I have my baskets, which I love my baskets, and I have decided that my projects will live in a basket as long as I'm working on them at home because they're easy carry. Most of my baskets are easy carry. And they're kind of like open, you can see what you're doing, so on and so forth, and not like the project bags. And I have so many project bags, and I had so many bags where I had they're not like real, what you would call real project bags. They're bags that I picked up from the thrift store here and there, or old purses that I was using as project bags. I have decided that I cannot stand a zipper project bag because my yarn keeps getting caught in the zipper. I use them on my trip, and I have frayed yarn because they wrap around the zipper or they get hung in the zipper. But anyway, long story short, we're going to finish up now with, I was watching Needles at the Ready yesterday, and Kevin mentioned that he had seen on a couple of different YouTube videos where people were numbering their projects and then getting a die and rolling the die, and whatever number that was that it landed on is what they were going to work on that day. And I can see that being extremely useful if you have 5 or 10 projects. But after watching their new video yesterday, I immediately was like, oh my gosh, I love that. So I had some little ephemera cards for my junk journaling that I just, some of them I cut in half, some of them I didn't. I poked a hole. I had some leftover linen yarn. I tied them onto every basket that I have, and I started numbering. Some of you will not be surprised. I have 23 works in progress. Actually 24 because I forgot to number one of them. So I have 24 active whips. Mind you, a couple of them I pulled out of the closet, and I was like, I was wondering where that went. That type of project that I enjoyed, but I lost. Most of you will not know what I'm talking about because you do not have more than 3 or 4 things, maybe 2 things, 1 thing. More power to you. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. That's for you. It is not for me. If I get bored on something, I have terrible ADHD mind. And if I get bored working on something, I'm going to cast on something else and have a whole nother project. But 24 projects. I go on my phone. This is what I did yesterday. I did a random number generator. I picked that number and I worked on it. I did that 3 times last night because as soon as I got bored with what I was working on, I hit my random number generator again. Last night there was 18 projects. So I was doing my random number generator. You just type it in. I have an Android phone. I just typed in random number generator, minimum 1, maximum 18, generate, and it would pop out a number. I would find that number basket or project bag, because some of them are in project bags. I'm not that big of a basket whore, although I am getting there. Picked that project up, worked on it until I got bored with it, and hit the random number generator again. Some of you are like that. Some of you are not like that. That seems to be working for me. So this morning, the reason it went from 18 to 24 is I have cross stitch project. I have 2 English paper piecing projects and another hand sewing project. It's called Circles and Squares. I have this sewing project, which I have not included in that, which I probably should. And I have a Shishiko project that, excuse me, I don't know what's wrong with me this morning, that is actually in a basket with material and threads. that I have a downloaded pattern I'm going to print out and everything, and that's what I'm going to work on. So I've added from 18 to 24, and that's what I'm doing. This morning it was number 6, so this is the DK weight miter square blanket. All my blankets are included in those 24 projects. Every scrappy project that I have, the whole 9 yards, even my dishcloths, socks, everything. So that's what I'm doing right now. And hopefully that will keep me interested enough that I have projects to work on that need to get finished. And I can finish some of those and dwindle that number from 24 down to 10 or less. That's my goal. So that if I'm constantly using that random number generator when I get bored, I'm not actually casting on any more projects right off the bat. I'm finishing some. So there you go. That's why I'm not showing a whole lot of whips. That's why I'm not doing a whole lot this week. Just trying to get back into, hey, this is it. This is the weekend that I should be doing a video. I would like to try to do one weekly, but I'm not real sure if I can. So there may be times where I do, times that I don't. And I know since December it's been very sporadic due to illness in my house and now family issues. So I hope you enjoy your day. I have not said that it is March 23rd of 2025. It's Sunday, and here in Central Oregon, it is very rainy outside. So bundle up, get a warm drink, get something fun to work on, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Bye.